What up, man? What's the deal? Welcome to Stand on the Media. Salute to my Stand on the Media family out there, man. Salute. Happy Tuesday to everybody, man. I hope everybody had a great day, man. Yesterday, I hope everybody's having a great day today. If you are new to my channel, much appreciated. Do me a favor, though. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment in this video. Please share the video. Hit that notification bell. You will be notified when we drop videos. We're going to get right to this content, but listen, if you want to get right to where I play the content, fast forward 5 minutes. That should get you where you need to go. Everybody else that's sitting back, let me explain what we have here. So salute to Art of the Dialogue for the content. Salute to them. We're going to use their video. Suge Knight called into their platform yesterday, and he addressed the Akon incident. That's like the first half of the video. We're not going to react to that. We're going to react to when he goes in on Reggie Wright Jr. And everybody else that's copying, that's taking his life and making it their own. Like, it's crazy. Even his sons are out here, man, in defense mode, riding for the, protecting the name, but also protecting their father also. I just hope they don't get caught up in nothing real deep, because the belly of the beast that they're going up against, I believe he would definitely pull the trigger. I really do. The orca, I definitely think the orca would. And I don't want to see them young men get caught up in something that, it shouldn't even happen. It shouldn't even got this far. You know what I mean? Like, it really shouldn't have never got this far. But money and greed, man, is a cold thing. That's why, I want the success. I want the amenities, at least to live comfortably, and my family to live comfortably. But outside of that, man, I don't want any of that energy, man. It ain't, it get nasty out here. That's all I'm saying. It get nasty out here. We lost Tupac. We lost Big, all because of money, because of greed. You know what I mean? Yeah, because of greed and jealousy, envy, mainly envy, because a lot of these guys wanted to be Pac, wanted to be Suge, wanted to be the top heads at Death Row, and they fell short. You know what I mean? But not really. In the soul, they was rich. Man, you was part of history. You were part of something that if you want to be real, at the time it defined logic. Like, these dudes are straight from the hood. Like, they straight from the raw, from the gutter. They really live that life, and now they out here making millions of dollars and making business moves in Fortune 500 companies. So it blew my mind, as a spectator. So to be in it should really be motivation to keep going, but jealousy and greed and envy made you, change course, make a decision that I'm pretty sure deep down inside you really regret, because the world regrets it. But what's so crazy, the irony is, then you turn around and name your channel on YouTube after a famous song of Tupac's, Bomb First. That is diabolical. That is so disrespectful and distasteful. That's disgusting. I'm gonna be real. I can't do it no other way. I don't like that. I don't respect that, and a lot of people don't. But karma is around the corner. I promise you that. But anyway, Suge Knight, man, he goes in. We almost at the 5 minute mark, y'all. I know some of y'all like, play the content. Man, I got to get my money. I got to get all my full monetization, man. I ain't playing. YouTube out here playing with the uploads. It's taking 100 years just to get a video uploaded. That shit was killing me yesterday. I had 3 videos ready to go, but only can get 2 out because the upload was delaying. But yo, man, salute to Suge, man. Free Suge. Can y'all do me a favor? To those that watch the video, can you put Free Suge in the chat for me, please? Put Free Suge in the chat, man. Real talk, man. Yes, it's real nasty, man. It's real nasty. What these dudes did for greed, man. They killed 2 icons, 2 black legends. You know what I mean? That shaped generations to come. That they couldn't even possibly seen. This far, this long? Nah, man, come on. That's crazy. And I throw Big in there, man, because Big was monumental also. Even though I'm from the West Coast, I know what he meant on the East Coast. And a lot of us hip hop heads, he meant a lot to us too. You can't act like he didn't have flows, like he wasn't a formidable opponent for Tupac. He was very formidable for Tupac. Tupac was just leap years better than him. But who else could have felt that seat? Jay-Z? I don't think so. Big was on the next level, man. So salute to Big. Anyway, we're going to get to the content right now, man. I'm going to shut up, man. Thank y'all for rocking with Stand on the Media for real, man. I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. You already know. Let's get to the content. Salute to Art of Dialogue. Stand on the Media. Let's go.
So at the end of the day, I want to do something for the culture and rebuild hip hop. At the same time, it's sad for all these talented artists out there and they're not making the money like they should make. At the same time, since they're not selling CDs anymore, they're getting robbed. You look at streams and nobody's policing it. Nobody's saying, out of these many streams, who's really taking count? So out of 1 million streams, you're only supposed to make 300,000? If you have 50 million streams, you should be getting 100 million advance from a company because they're making money off you niggas from advertising, which is sad, and you guys not getting none of it. Now they got everybody feeling, okay, only way you can make some money is to go on tour. That's good, but tour is very hard work.
Listen, if you've been in a car accident,
Suge talking that talk. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Bruh. Hard work. The industry is treating the artists like strippers. If you go to a strip club, you got the owner of the club making money off the drinks, making money off the people paying to get in. Then you got the stripper go up there, she naked, sweating, sliding her pussy up and down a pole, jumping on niggas' laps and doing whatever they gotta do. And once they get their tips, before they can leave that motherfucker, they cashing out the owner. So the owner getting anywhere from 40%, sometimes 50% of their bag. That makes no sense. So now they want an artist to go on tour, get on stage, shake their ass, turn flips. The people who own the stadium or arenas making the majority of the money. The people who putting on the show making the real money. They getting money off merchandise. They getting money off the ticket sales. They getting money off food, drinks. They getting money off everything. Then they get a percentage off the artist, which is not fair. You know, the artist should be able to go on tour. They should get the money off the drinks, the money off the food that's being sold, all the money off the merchandise. And they should pay the arena money of what they make. They should pay the promoter just to promote. How's they paying the artist? Because without the artist, it wouldn't be no show. Without the show, it wouldn't be no money. So these are the things that we got to focus on. We focusing on the fact that you got people who never been in the business who destroy the business. You got people want to be everything but what they was. If you look at it, You take Reg.
Report
I
back.
know Reg. Father, I know Reg. Family. I know
Report back.
Reg. Reg's never been a music guy. Reg's
Report
never been a
back.
street guy. I think Reg started being a police at 18 years old.
Report back.
But at the same time, they put Reg on these podcasts, all these platforms to talk about me and Death Row, which he never, ever ran Death Row, have anything to do with Death Row on the business side. Did I give him the opportunity to have a security company and do security for Death Row? Absolutely. It was my money that paid him to get guys to work for him. If somebody was in a car, if they need a hotel room, or the famous walkie-talkies they all use, who bought those? Me. So when you turn around and try to put me down or put Death Row down, the police helped destroy Death Row.
Report back.
When I went to prison, which I shouldn't have went to prison, but they sent me to prison because the crooked lawyer, David Kenner, and everything else. But while I was incarcerated, you got to remember one thing.
But before you get to that, Suge, we got to hold you accountable too. Because when you started Death Row and you acquired Tupac told you early on that y'all should fire the police. It wasn't a good look, considering that his mother was part of the Black Panthers and that was the movement that he grew up under and understood. He also understood how that can cause corruption. You know what I mean? COINTELPRO activities. And that's exactly what happened. And I believe Tupac told you that, explained that to you. And I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know if you shushed it or y'all had a real conversation or what happened with that, but you ultimately kept working with the police. So we all got to take accountability. Yes, they were foul for what they did. Reggie should be ashamed of himself. He's a cold dude. But that never happens if you listen to your artists. And this is for the younger generation. Man, you get a feeling like that, you better listen to it. Pay attention to the pieces on the chessboard. Straight up. But we gotta be accountable and hold each other accountable when it comes to this. In my opinion, I believe Suge should have never been in a position where he didn't have a choice. And that could have been exactly what it is also, that he felt like he didn't have a choice. But we can't put ourselves in them type of situations because this is what happens. There's always a choice.
Their plan was not let me get out of prison. Because when I was in prison, they forged checks and gave it to the mayor of Compton. I'm not talking about Omar, this other fucking idiot. Big time money, which they shouldn't have. When I was in prison, all the sheriffs who claimed that we pushed rap music or gangster rap or we black people from the ghetto who they don't like, why have all the sheriffs was in my luxury box watching Kobe Bryant, one of the best players that ever played the basketball game, along with Shaq, in my luxury box at the brand new Staples Center they just built. Great champagne, expensive wine, expensive food, all on me.
See right there is that greed and that envy that I was talking about earlier that consumes you if you're not careful. And that's exactly what Reggie was at the end of the day. Because Phil Carson's, he said it. He said, man, there is no doubt that Reggie Wright wanted to take over Death Row and he was going to do by any means necessary to get it. That was his approach. That was his delivery, and that should tell you when he talked to those to the FBI as an informant and he gave up information to the feds that they seen clearly where he orchestrated a lot of what happened, a lot of activity. They're not saying that he wasn't what they're saying is he didn't get the gun and shoot at Tupac. He didn't do that. But if someone asked him, do you think he orchestrated the hit? I don't know. I think Phil Carson's is gonna say yeah. Because that's what it all appears. And even he's saying it indirectly.
Now, do that make sense? Then when you really look at it, people want to go and say, I was broke. If you say I'm broke, I'm broke. Motherfucker who got money don't got to try to prove he got money. But at the same time, let's see what these people was doing before I gave them opportunity. What house was where they was living at, what they was doing. If I wanted to be a real asshole, let's pull out deeds. How could somebody buy an expensive house, but they bought it with my money? How could somebody say they bought my building when they never gave me a penny? How could somebody have a case from getting sued because they couldn't pay their employees, but they went to my lawyer, Shapiro, who's one of the best lawyers in the world and a great man.
Hold on.
You're still purchasing your lenses from your optometrist?
What are you doing? Come on.
Great man. Shapiro, who helped free OJ. Yeah, same one. I left those dudes $250,000 container. That's in case I get sued. They don't got to call me and say, hey, you got sued. We need $10,000. I left them $250,000 because if they had to answer a lawsuit and it cost $20, take it out that $250,000. But when Reg got sued by one of his employees who he didn't pay, he went to Shapiro's office and told him that I want them to represent him and they can use the money of my container. So they used $250,000 to represent Reg. That caused me to get a default judgment against the Harrises because David and them knew about it and they let it fall into a default judgment. But it started because Reg stole a container for itself. And let's not talk. You can ask Shapiro, he'll tell you. You can see the copy of the lawyers who represent them, they'll tell you. You can pull up the case, you will see it. You can see what happened with the money. They spent it. They said, and I talked to Shapiro. Shapiro was like, well, look, man, I thought he was security, he worked for you. He said that's what you wanted. I said, I'll tell you this. If I come to visit you at your home and your gardener is outside cutting your grass, and he say, hey, man, I want to be a rapper. Let me come to your studio and do an album on you. And then once I spend all my money on the studio time, or pay for the producers and hand him his music, then I come to you and say, hey, your gardener owed me $1 million, so I took it from your money unless you pay for it. I say, well, Shapiro, you would say, Suge, you knew my gardener cannot afford studio time on those producers. You know he can't afford to pay you $1 million, so why would you do it? He said, I do understand that. I said, so you know Reg, who does security, cannot afford to hire you guys to represent him, so why would you do it and use my money? So the thing was, I could have charged Shapiro and them and sued them for malpractice or something. But I got love for Shapiro. I'm a bigger man than that. So I didn't do that. I didn't be a whistleblower. I could have pushed the issue on Shapiro, and Shapiro would have put Reggie in prison for that. To fraud $250,000 and lie about somebody else's money to represent you, that's a serious crime.
Yes, it is.
I didn't have nothing against Reg. Just want to see him in prison. I don't wish prison on nobody. And I do have respect for Reg's mother. And my mother had respect for these people. So I swallowed that $250,000. But to go around and make up lies and say, hey, I'm the one without the bread, everything these people ever got in life still come from me today. When you really look,
That's a fact. They named their channel Bomb First. Everything they talk about is Suge Knight. It's about Suge Knight on behalf of Suge Knight. Why is my thing doing that? That's crazy. I just hear static. But yeah, he's not lying.
at it. Somebody told me that Red said that I'm going to places and asking for a hotel room. Sounds crazy. And somebody said they got me a motel room. Stupid as fuck. Any person that know me, any person in the Los Angeles area, know that I'm gonna be at the Four Seasons, I'm gonna be at the Peninsula, I'm gonna be at the Beverly Hills Hotel. And they keep a credit card. I never have to do nothing but say, I'm coming, give me my same suite. I done spent $1 million at those hotels by myself. When you turn around and look at the fact that these people can say that, Reds can say that, he didn't want to go with me because I'm asking for somebody for something. Reds never traveled personally with me as a friend. Never. He never really went nowhere with me, period. If they did go somewhere, these guys are doing a job.
Okay.
You're not in the jacuzzi with me with 10 bitches.
So basically, Suge is saying, Reggie, you capping when you acting like y'all was boys like that. You know, when you was telling the story, like, yeah, you know, when me and Suge together, we called him. I forgot what the dude name was. He was on Vlad talking about the different nicknames that Suge be giving people. He tried to make it seem like they was just buddies, like they hung out together. And Suge like, nah, man, only time we really is around each other is when you doing your job, when you're working, when you're doing top flight security of the world, Craig. So stop fronting like y'all was up there dapping it up. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all was going to the restaurants together to go eat. You was a worker. He was your boss. I see what you're doing there, Suge. Hey, Reggie, I already know you know. Lawyer up.
You're not shopping with me. You're not on a private plane with me. It happened
Okay.
one time, and we know that didn't end well.
Oh,
So,
wow.
where is it? Then when you look at it, nobody's talking about their life. They got other things to talk about. People
That
talking
part.
about stuff are people they never met. People are talking about stuff that they never lived in my shoes. They telling my story, death row stories that they never had anything to do with. When you turn around and say that people say they put out the relatives, that was my group assigned to me that I looked out for. When I went to prison, yeah, they tried to take them, go somewhere and destroyed their career.
Bruh.
Tried to take them, go somewhere and destroyed their career. When I help the artists, I have to make money, get money. I didn't destroy their career. Everyone else, Ray J went from being popular to a guy on drugs, sleeping with Puffy and everybody else. When
Wow.
Game was with 50 on Interscope, people liked the fact that he was 50's boy, that he was selling records. Next thing you know, the truth matter is, Jimmy Hitchman was Game's manager. Jimmy Hitchman is the one that hated Tupac. These are guys that they say claim they hit the West Coast. So how's these West Coast being a dog walker for Jimmy Hitchman? And at the
Good
same
question.
time, to take Game from
Great question.
Interscope, to go to Kata E1, who I don't want to create that relationship because they would destroy my catalog, to go over there and destroy his career pretty much. It's not picking on game, but at the same time, why is a big time rap star doing a reality show to be able to get sued and have to pay $7 million and got these people hiding access, money or whatever? Or I don't know how true it is, but saying that he got to lose his house. He shouldn't even been doing no show like that. How does an artist end up in prison? No artist went to prison on my watch because I gave the bank to make sure they didn't. When it come to getting Tupac out of prison, everybody want to say they the one got him out. Everybody want to talk about, it's people who talking about the 90s, wasn't around in the 90s. It's people talking about they was part of Death Row, and you was at the end of Death Row, right before I went to prison. Some people had one job to do, and they failed on their job. So you're not an executive. You're a guy who really fucked up. When it's all said and done, these people are telling someone else's story. What do your business?
Yep.
How do they look at you in the morning when you constantly talking about another man? When people want to bring up my kids, I love my kids. I love my family. I can talk about my mother every day. Even though my mother passed away, she lived every day because I'm living. I don't bring up that a certain person wanted to get married to a police. I paid for the DJ, paid for the wedding. Mother's Day always been a day that I celebrate and do a single Mother's Day dinner for everybody. Put me in prison. What did he do? What you doing out there to pick up the slack? When it's all said and done, sometime as a man, regardless what your situation is, talk about you. People bring up the twins. If I tell one of the twins to fire your shit up, you think they're not gonna do it? I know this. All praises to God. Let's build each other. We shouldn't have to tear each other down. Enough is enough. Don't try to be somebody else. Just be you. It's disrespectful to God. When God make you in the world to be you, and you act like he don't know what he doing because you keep trying to be somebody else. Be yourself.
Salute to Suge Knight. Free Suge Knight, boy. He was talking at the end of the video, boy. He was cooking. Yo. He said, you think if I told the twins to fire your ass up, they wouldn't do it? Ooh-wee. Suge was talking that ish, but he woke up something too that I'm like, you know what? I ain't never really thought about it from a COINTELPRO perspective because I knew it existed, but I didn't know it existed this close to the surface. This is crazy, nasty work, but that is interesting and strange that you got the game. Salute to the game, by the way, because I'm a fan of the game, but I got me scratching my head like I was scratching my head at Snoop Dogg. You got a dude from the West Coast, Compton to be exact, understands and knows the history of what is going on, and you leave Interscope to go work across the way with the ops, the enemy, Jimmy Henchman. So what was that move really about? Because your manager was CS2 back. So did you know? Was you aware? Was you unaware? I don't understand what's going on. You left Interscope to go across the street to the enemies to work up under Jimmy Henchman. And you from the West Coast and a Tupac lover. That's different. I didn't really think about it like that, but your manager was CS2 who we didn't know was CS2 at the time. So maybe the game didn't know. Tell me in the comment section what y'all think. Do you think the game been knowing all along, or do you think he just now recently started to find out that CS2 is indeed CS2? Yeah, that's nasty work, man. Suge was cooking. Suge was cooking in this video right here because he said, be yourself. Stop trying to be me. Live your life. Your life is exciting too. But stop living my life and stop telling people that we was cool like that. We wasn't dapping it up. We wasn't dapper together. I was doing me, you was doing you. I was your boss, you was the employee. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. It's called checks and balances. That's how we gotta live out here. But with Reggie, he went against the grain for the greater bad, because it was never for the greater good. I don't care what you say. Jimmy Iovine duked you, bro. And now you the fall guy. If you are new to my channel, you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you. Do me a favor, though. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment in this video. Please share the video. Hit that notification bell. You will be notified when we drop videos. Again, man, salute to my Stand on the Media family out there that always supports the channel. We appreciate it. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Please share my video. I'm trying to get deep in that algorithm. I'm about to bring some heat, man. I promise y'all. But until I catch y'all on the next one, man, I'll see y'all later, man, and Stand on the Media. Let's go!